Okay, today we are going to see the third part. Okay, what happened when Bipin Babu found out that whatever that guy said, that's actually true. How he confirmed yesterday what I told? He asked his friend because that guy told there is one person you already know about him was in that incident. Okay, in that happening. Okay, so who is that person? That person name is Dinesh Mukherjee. Bipin Babu, all he has to do is he has to ask that person, okay? And that friend was actually near to him, okay? And he was living in Betrinam Street, which is near to him. So he wanted to go and ask straightly, but the guy is really ruthless when commenting other people. What happens when Bipin Babu is actually, okay, being there? Then it will confirm that the Bipin Babu has lost his mind because he doesn't know about that right now. And once he knows about that, when Dinesh Mukherjee knows about that, okay, when Bipin Babu is trying to ask those things, he cannot possibly stand there and he cannot accept all those insults which is coming from his friend, right? And he is mentioning that him as a ruthless person, okay? Ruthless person means what? He will not consider other person's emotions at all, right? So that's why he finally decides to call him, okay, in this part. And we are going to, sorry, so finally he called him, actually. It happened in last part, right? And he found out that actually whatever that guy said, it's actually true, right? Now he was sitting in his office and he cannot eat the lunch. All he has to do is worry about that incident, right? Let's see what's going to happen. After lunchtime, Bipin Babu realized that he couldn't possibly carry on sitting at his desk and working. This had never happened in the 25 years he had been with the firm. Okay, so after lunchtime, Bipin Babu realized that he couldn't possibly carry on sitting at his desk and working. How he could be carry on like nothing has happened after hearing such incident, which is coming from his friend's mouth. Okay, still he cannot understand what has happened and he could not even a slight guess of clue. Okay, what has happened? So how could possibly he could continue in that work? So he's really distressed right now. This had never happened in the 25 years that he had been with the firm, which means what? He has been in the firm means he has been working there for 25 years in that big company. This has never happened, but this is the first time it had happened like that. He had a reputation for being a tireless and conscientious worker. Conscientious worker means careful worker. Okay, he never made a mistake in his work. Okay, he's a Mr. Perfect. You can say like that, and he's a tireless worker. He's an energetic person. It has never happened like this. But today his head was in a whirl, which means what? His head is spinning right now. He doesn't know which is right, which is wrong right now. He's totally confused. Back home at 2:30. So he's coming back at 2:30. Bipin Babu lay down in bed and tried to gather his wits together. He is trying to analyze what's going to happen, what's going to he has to do. He knew that it was possible to lose one's memory through an injury in the head. If something happens in the head, then it is possible one will lose his memory. That he knows about that. But he didn't know of a single instance of someone remembering everything except one particular incident and a fairly recent one and significant one at that. Why he is telling like that? He remembered all those things that guy has said, but only one thing that he cannot remember, that he been in that place in the Ranchi. But whatever the details that guy has said, he remembers all the things. If someone has lost memory from one point of time to another point of time, whatever happened during that time, he has to forget all those things, right? If he has lost that memory, that whole time he has to lose all those things that happened that particular period of time. But here he has remembered those things and memories which has happened during that time, but only one incident that he has lost. So how that could be possible? And and it is not a simple one. It is actually a significant one, important one, and fairly recent one. It happened recently. So he is not able to analyze those things. He had always wanted to go to Ranchi, to gone there, done things or not to remember was something utterly impossible. He always wanted to go to that place, but he already been there. Gone there means what? He already went there and done things, right? And not to remember was something utterly impossible. If you have done something in your life, you will definitely remember that thing, right? If you have went to some place, then you will definitely remember those places and sceneries and people that you have met, right? But he didn't remember anything at all. The raunchy and all those person and incidents that has happened, he's not able to understand what is happening right now, and it is utterly impossible for him. Okay, at 7:30, okay, at 7:30, Bipin Babu's servant came and announced, Chuni Babu sir says it's very important. He's telling there is one person called Chuni Babu, and he is saying it's very important, which means what? The guy wants to talk to him. Who is that? Chuni Babu. Actually, Chuni Babu is actually close friend to Bipin Babu, and he has arrived there in order to talk something important. So who is telling this information? Servant came and he announced that when at 7:30. Bipin Babu knew what Chuni had come for. He already know what is the purpose for being here. Who is there? Chuni. Chuni Lal had been at school with him. He had been having a rough time lately and had been coming to see him about a job. Okay, so he had been at school with him, which means what? When he was studying in school, he had been with him. So he is a school friend. He had been having a rough time lately and had been coming to see him about a job. So he's having some critical situation in his life. Okay, he's really having a tough time in his life. He wants some help. That's why he is coming to see him about a job. And he had been coming. What do you mean by had been coming? Which means he's continuously coming. Okay, continuously coming. He's asking for the job. Okay, Bipin Babu knew it was not possible to do anything for him. Okay, he already know about that. He cannot help him, and in fact told him so, and also informed that guy. He informed whom? He informed his friend Chuni, but Chuni kept turning up like a bad penny. What do you mean by turning up like a bad penny? Appearing at place not one welcomed at all. That is called turning up like a bad penny. He is not welcomed at all. Why? Because he already informed that he cannot help. Bipin Babu already clear cut in a clear cut way he told that I cannot help you. But still he is coming there. He is not welcomed at all. Right? Yes. Bipin Babu sent word that not only was it not possible for him to see Chuni now, but not in several weeks. He cannot help him. He cannot see him now, which means what? He cannot help him right now. Not now also, but for several weeks in future. Several means what? Almost 10 or 11 weeks. Then it will be considered as several. Okay, approximately. Okay, so for 10 or 11 or 12 weeks means what? Almost 3 months, 2.5 months. He cannot help him. He already told to Chuni, but still he is not understanding that, and he is again coming back and again and again. Why? Because he is really having hard time, okay, critical time in his life. He needs help from his friend. But as soon as servant stepped out of the room, it struck Bipin Babu that Chuni might remember something about the 58 trip. There was no harm in asking him. Okay, so we will see this tomorrow. Okay.